She stood in the middle of the parking space like a human traffic cone and screamed, "Move your car, this spot is taken." No cones. No hazards. No vehicle. Just a woman, arms stretched wide, blocking a perfectly empty parking space with the confidence of someone who believed reality itself owed her an apology. And that was how a routine Saturday afternoon turned into a public spectacle no one in the lot would forget. It was 2:17 p.m. on a Saturday, the most dangerous hour of the week for public disturbance. The sun hung low and merciless, baking the concrete into a reflective mirror of impatience. Carts rattled. Engines idled. And in the middle of all that chaos stood Karen. Not near the parking space. Not guarding it with cones. Not waving someone down. She stood inside it, arms spread wide, feet planted square, chin lifted with the quiet confidence of someone who had decided reality was optional. "This spot is taken," she said, flat and final, as if she were announcing a court ruling. The driver in the approaching sedan blinked. The space was empty. No car. No hazard lights. No human-shaped chalk outline. Just her. "Ma'am," the driver said through a cracked window, voice cautious in the way people speak to wildlife. "There's no car here." Karen didn't turn around. She didn't need to. She felt challenged, and that was enough. "My husband is coming," she said louder now. "I'm reserving it." There it was. The sentence that would turn a forgettable afternoon into a slow-motion spectacle. The driver hesitated, then laughed once, a mistake. "Yeah," he said. "That's not how parking works." Karen pivoted. Slowly, deliberately, with the precision of a gun turret locking onto a target. "Oh, I think it is," she replied. "I was here first." Something shifted in the air. That fragile, unspoken agreement society relies on. We all know this is insane, right? Cracked. A woman loading groceries froze mid-bag. A man pushing a cart stopped walking. Two teenagers raised their phones simultaneously, muscle memory activated. Karen's arms stretched wider, fingers splayed like she was bracing against an invisible force. "This space is occupied," she declared. By what? Her ego? Her marriage certificate? The concept of entitlement itself? The driver sighed and put the car in park. And that's when it became clear. This wasn't about a parking space. This was about authority. Karen had the posture of someone who had never been told no without immediately filing an emotional appeal. Her hair, meticulously styled yet somehow furious, caught the sunlight like a warning flare. Sunglasses perched atop her head, unused, because she wanted everyone to see her eyes. Her eyes said, "I dare you." A man nearby whispered, "Is she serious?" Karen heard him. "I am serious," she snapped, spinning toward the sound. "This is private property now because I am standing here now." A ripple of murmurs followed. "It's a grocery store lot," someone said. Karen ignored that. "My husband is circling," she announced, pointing vaguely toward the entrance like it was a portal he might emerge from at any second. "He's been driving for 20 minutes. A lie, probably. But it didn't matter. In Karen logic, time served elsewhere counts here. The original driver stepped out of his car. He was calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that suggests he hadn't yet realized how deep the madness went. "Ma'am," he said again carefully, "you can't stand in a parking space." Karen gasped, like he'd insulted her bloodline. "Excuse me," she said. "I absolutely can. There's no sign that says I can't." Someone snorted. That was all it took. Karen wheeled toward the sound, eyes blazing. "Is that funny to you?" The snorter immediately found his shoes fascinating. Karen returned to the center of the space, reclaiming it with a stomp. She pressed her palms against the air, as if physically holding back the car. "Move," she screamed. "You're harassing me." The word harassment landed like a flashbang. Phones rose higher. A woman with a toddler whispered, "This is unreal." Karen thrived on that energy. She inhaled it, fed on it. "You people are unbelievable," she shouted, addressing no one and everyone. "I am a wife. I am a mother. I am reserving this spot." The driver rubbed his face. "Call your husband," he said. "Tell him to hurry." Karen's smile was sharp. "Oh, I have." She hadn't. But again, truth was negotiable. Minutes passed. Cars stacked up behind the sedan now, a growing line of blinking turn signals and simmering rage. A horn honked. Karen flinched, then straightened. "Don't honk at me," she screamed. "I'm a human being." The irony drifted quietly over the lot. A man in a pickup rolled down his window. "Lady, move." Karen turned slowly toward him. "I don't take orders from strangers," she said. Another horn. Another. Karen's voice climbed an octave. This is discrimination, she yelled. You're all ganging up on me because I'm a woman standing her ground. No one knew what ground she meant. The heat intensified. Sweat formed at her temples, threatening to undermine the image of control she clung to so desperately. Still, she did not move, because if she moved, she would lose. And Karen never lost. Not here. Not in front of witnesses. Somewhere in the distance, a cart slammed into a bumper. The parking lot had officially stopped functioning. And Karen stood at the center of it all, arms wide, daring the world to blink first. The first crack didn't come from the crowd. It came from Karen's phone. She checked it with a frown, turning slightly away from her audience. The crowd noticed and leaned in. Even the air felt expectant. No, she muttered. Then louder. No, that's not right. She tapped the screen again. Still nothing. No incoming call. No text. No heroic husband barreling through traffic to reclaim honor and asphalt. The driver in the sedan smiled faintly. You sure he's coming? He asked. Karen snapped her head up. Of course he is, she said too quickly. He's stuck. Where? Someone asked. Karen opened her mouth, closed it, then waved a dismissive hand. Traffic. A beat passed. Then another. The line of cars behind the sedan had grown restless. A woman stepped out of her SUV, arms crossed. Lady, she said, either park a car here or move. Karen's voice trembled. Just slightly. I don't have to explain myself to you. A store employee appeared near the entrance, radio clipped to his vest. He surveyed the scene, eyes widening. What's going on here? He asked. Karen spun like she'd been summoned. This man is trying to steal my parking space, she said, pointing dramatically at the sedan driver. The employee blinked. Where is your car? It's on the way, Karen said. The employee hesitated, then said, Ma'am, you can't reserve parking spaces. Karen laughed, sharp and brittle. Oh, you're saying that now, she said. I shop here all the time. That doesn't change the fact that you are not allowed to reserve a parking spot with your body. I want your manager, Karen screamed. The words echoed off the cars. Phones zoomed in. The employee sighed, already tired of a job that paid nowhere near enough for this trouble. Ma'am, if you don't move, I'll have to call security. Karen froze. Just for a moment. Then she doubled down. Call them, she said. I'll sue. Security arrived 5 minutes later. 2 men, calm, unhurried, experienced. They assessed the situation in seconds. One spoke gently. Ma'am, you need to step out of the parking space. No, Karen said. Her voice cracked.
This isn't optional. Yes, it is, she insisted. My husband is coming. One guard tilted his head. Has he arrived? Silence. Karen looked around. The crowd. The phones. The heat. The reality pressing in. Her shoulders slumped. I was just trying to help my family, she said softly. No one responded. The guard waited. She stood there for a moment longer, as if waiting for the world to apologize to her. But it didn't. This world has gone insane, she screamed. Then, with a huff, she stepped out of the space, not in defeat, but in dramatic retreat, pointing at everyone like they'd wronged her personally. Then the sedan pulled forward immediately, sliding into the spot like water filling a void. The crowd exhaled. Karen stood there, displaced, suddenly small. Her face flushed red, not with anger now, but something closer to shame. She adjusted her sunglasses, picked up her purse. No one stopped filming. She walked toward the store entrance, head down, defeated. Not by rules or authority, but by the simple fact that the world had refused to bend. Behind her, life resumed. Carts rolled. Cars parked. The space moved on. Subscribe for more shocking Karen freakouts, public confrontations, and unbelievable entitlement stories.